In the heart of a valley cradled by ancient mountains, there lived a young woman named Elara. Her eyes, the color of the summer sky, were always fixed on one point, the formidable snow-capped summit of the Great Peak. To her, it wasn't just a mountain. It was a symbol of ultimate achievement, a dream that danced in her thoughts day and night. The villagers would often see her, a small figure at the edge of the meadows, just staring up, a mix of awe and determination on her face. They'd shake their heads. "The Great Peak is no place for dreamers," they'd say. "It has humbled kings and turned away the strongest warriors." But Elara was different. Their words didn't extinguish her fire. They fanned its flames. She spent months preparing. She ran through the forests until her lungs burned. She scaled the smaller cliffs around the valley until her hands were calloused. And she studied every map and every tale she could find about the mountain. She believed that with enough strength and willpower, she could conquer it in one fell swoop. The day finally came. With a heavy pack and a heart full of hope, she began her ascent. The first few hours were exhilarating. The world unfolded beneath her, a patchwork of green fields and sparkling rivers. She felt invincible. However, as the sun climbed higher, so did the mountain's challenges. The path grew steeper, the air thinner. A relentless wind whipped around her, chilling her to the bone. Her muscles, once burning with power, now ached with a deep, consuming fatigue. The summit, which had seemed so close from the valley, now felt impossibly far away. Doubt, a cold and unwelcome companion, began to creep into her mind. By late afternoon, exhausted and demoralized, Elara was forced to turn back. The descent was quiet, each step a heavy reminder of her failure. Back in the village, she avoided the pitying glances of her neighbors and retreated into her small cottage, the shadow of the Great Peak looming over her. Days turned into weeks. Elara's spirit was at its lowest. The sight of the mountain now brought a pang of shame. One evening, as she sat by her window, there was a gentle knock on her door. It was Kale, the oldest and wisest person in the village. He was a retired guide, his face a roadmap of a life spent in the mountains, his eyes holding a serene wisdom. He didn't speak of her failure. Instead, he simply asked, "Tell me, Elara, how do you eat a giant's feast?" Elara, confused, just shrugged. Kale smiled warmly. "One bite at a time," he said. He then gestured towards the colossal mountain. "The Great Peak is a giant's feast." You tried to swallow it whole. Kale sat with her and unrolled an old, weathered map of the mountain. He didn't point to the summit. Instead, his finger traced a path to a small, unassuming landmark, a cluster of ancient twisted pines about a quarter of the way up. "This," he said, "is your first goal, not the peak. Just the whispering pines. Go there, have lunch, and come back. That's it." His logic was so simple, yet it felt like a revelation to Elara. She had been so blinded by the ultimate destination that she had failed to see the journey itself. The next morning, with a much lighter pack and a lighter heart, she set out. Her goal wasn't the towering, intimidating peak, but the friendly grove of pines. The climb felt completely different this time. She wasn't racing against time or her own limitations. She noticed the small details, the vibrant blue of a mountain flower, the call of a hawk circling high above, the way the light filtered through the canopy. When she reached the whispering pines, she wasn't exhausted. She felt accomplished. She sat, ate her lunch as the wind whispered through the branches, and looked back at the village. She had made it. It was a small victory, but it was a victory nonetheless. The journey back was filled with a newfound sense of confidence. Over the following months, Kale continued to guide her, always one bite at a time. Her next goal was a waterfall known as the Crystal Cascade, then a rocky outcrop that resembled a sleeping dragon. Each destination was a manageable step, a self-contained adventure. With each successful trip, Elara grew stronger, not just physically, but mentally. She learned the mountain's moods, the rhythm of its weather, and the secrets of its paths. She was no longer trying to conquer the peak. She was becoming a part of it. Her fear was replaced by respect, her impatience by a deep, abiding patience. The villagers noticed the change. The frantic dreamer was gone, replaced by a calm, focused mountaineer. Finally, the day arrived when all the small steps had added up. She stood at the dragon's tooth, the last landmark before the final push to the summit. She was no longer the same girl who had been defeated on her first attempt. She was weathered, wise, and ready. The last part of the climb was the hardest she had ever faced, a true test of everything she had learned. But she wasn't overwhelmed. She broke it down, one ridge at a time, one foothold at a time, one breath at a time. And then it happened. She pulled herself over the final ledge and stood breathless on the roof of the world. The view was more magnificent than any dream. The world stretched out in every direction, a breathtaking panorama of clouds and distant ranges. But the most beautiful sight wasn't the view below, but the view within. She realized the true victory wasn't just standing on the summit. The real victory was in every single step she had taken to get there. It was in the wisdom of Kale, the humility she learned from her first failure, and the joy she found in the small accomplishments along the way. She understood that any great peak in life, whether a mountain or a personal goal, is climbed the same way, not with one giant leap, but with 1,000 small, steady, and courageous steps. As she made her way back down, a quiet confidence settled over her. The great peak was no longer a symbol of an impossible dream, but a testament to a powerful truth. When she walked back into the village, there were no pitying looks. There were smiles of genuine admiration. Elara became a legend in her own right, not just as the girl who climbed the peak, but as the woman who taught everyone that the biggest journeys are completed one small, deliberate step at a time. Her story serves as a timeless reminder for all of us. Whatever your great peak may be, don't be discouraged by its size. Just focus on the next step, then the next. And before you know it, you'll find yourself standing at your very own summit. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that inspires the journey.